Hey there, math fans. Something I've been thinking about a lot is where we find joy and math, which some people wouldn't put together, and joy in problem solving. I was thinking about, there are so many small moments that actually bring us joy. And at the end of this, I have this poem. So if you really want to stick around, you can watch me read this poem, I just found the other day and it's speaking to me. But there really is a joy in problem solving. I see it with students. They're even the ones that come into office hours and they're extremely angry and frustrated with the homework, and then suddenly the number works out, and there's this momentary joy that they figured it out, especially if they figure it out on their own without looking at anything else. So look for those moments of joy. I was thinking back. I was sitting in college, sitting at a bar with a friend, and he posed this problem to me about there are 10 balls that all look exactly the same, but one weighs slightly, this may be a problem you've heard before, but one weighs slightly heavier or lighter. One is defective. And you have a balancing scale, and if you put 5 of them on one side and 5 of them on the other, they won't balance, but you won't know, that doesn't help, you won't know which one's good or bad because you don't know if it's heavier or lighter. I can make a separate video on that in the future, but the question was, if you're only allowed to use the balance 3 times, can you come up with some sort of sequence of steps that will figure out which one's the bad ball? And he said his dad was a physics PhD and had been asked this question and struggled with it for years. And we sat there and worked it out on a napkin and solved it. That was joy. I still remember it, that we solved this problem on a napkin. This balancing balls, just a small thing. I remember moments when an instructor would say, I had an instructor that would say, we were doing something complicated, take a sad song and make it better. And he would use the song Hey Jude, and there was that moment of joy of, oh, we can have fun with this. We can have fun with teaching. And we can have fun with the math. And I see it all the time that people like to problem solve. If I take 5 students sitting in a room and I say, okay, stand as far apart as possible from each other so that no one is that close together. That is a fun little problem solving. Where should we stand? Should we put someone in the middle? That's a math question. If we can phrase it in a way, there's this real joyful exploration that happens in math that is sometimes broken by what's happening in our courses and exams and stressors. So there is a real joy in problem solving that I will explore in future videos. Other moments of joy. I was walking through the U District the other day and a student stopped me and said, I took your business math course 2 years ago. And I thought, uh-oh, they're going to be mad at me. And they said it was my favorite course at UW, which my first thought was, really? How bad are your other courses? But they said, you taught us how to do the mortgage formula. I went home and taught my dad, who had never seen that formula, and we've had fun with it. And then I've been teaching my sister math. That is joy, pure joy for me, that unexpectedly something I did mattered. And we all are searching for that. I had a student message me 3 weeks ago who took my course 14 years ago. But because there was a tragedy in their family, they had to leave the university, and they ultimately were successful and did computer science. But they're leaving computer science to come back to math because they enjoyed it so much. They were inspired by what I said. I mean, it's hard to hold that in, because I don't get to encounter teaching joy like that very often. As I talk to my colleagues, I hear it too. There are these moments of joy we don't get to talk about very much because they're very rare but impactful. So I wanted to make this for my students. When you're struggling and you're studying for a final and you just feel the world on top of you, there are moments of joy even there. And this poem by Donna Ashworth, which I think has been shared online by others, I'm going to read here, and it's speaking to me as this has been a challenging time in our department for the teaching faculty. And right now I'm kind of battling for how to help with these problems. But I think this is an important thing for me to stop for myself and for all of you and read this. So I apologize. I know I shouldn't read things on a video because everyone's going to turn it off. But this poem is called Joy Chose You. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sun hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you're not ready for her. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But joy, you see, cares nothing for your messy home, or your bank balance, or your waistline. Joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot truly invite her. You can only be ready when she appears and hug her with meaning, because it is this very moment joy chose you. Thank you so much for that, Donna Ashworth. It is interesting how joy finds us. When I'm walking through the U District and encounter a student or talk to the barista there and at the Bulldog Cafe and have a almond croissant, those are moments of joy. And if we can find them, it is helping me deal with challenges each day. And I gain a lot of joy from problem solving with students and seeing how solving math problems actually does bring them joy. And we need to lean into that, lean into the joy of learning as a primary focus, even as grades aren't going the way we want. All right, thanks for listening.